I didn't sleep very well last night. I imagine I'm not alone. Despite the fact that I had gone into yesterday expecting, understanding how racism and sexism might animate some of the voters, I just didn't expect this. I went to bed trying to fathom how we had elected a convicted felon who had bragged about sexually assaulting women, who had led a riot at our nation's capital, who had laughed about the prospects of someone taking a shot at media agents who dared challenge him, who has talked openly about using our justice system to attack those who opposed him, who's just destroyed our moral compass when it comes to knowing what truth and reality is, who has brought out the worst in humanity, it seems, for so long. I just couldn't fathom how our nation had elected him for a second time as president. I went to bed wondering how, and I woke up still wondering, and then my wondering turned to incredulity that the president-elect had received over 72 million votes. I wondered how that happened. I'm not alone in wondering that, am I? And my wondering turned to, well, what comes next, right? What's the future of reproductive rights for my two daughters? What's the future of health care for my unemployed son? What's the future of these marriages that have inspired me, of love that has taught me, that has moved me, between two people of the same gender? What's the future of the 14-year-old trans son, he and his family dear to me? What's the future for people living in other countries who have suffered from poverty and oppression and violence, who just want to have a new place to call home? What's the future for them? I wondered. Did you have some of these questions? I felt my anxiety just kind of like get into my throat. And so I went to one of my favorite sort of icons that I have at my home, and I sat down and I just sat with it and I prayed. And as I emerged from those prayers, my wondering shifted. And a new question took rise inside me. And the question was this: who and how do I want to be in the days to come? Who and how do I want to be in the days to come? In my training as a psychotherapist, I learned that the only person's behavior we can control is... It's not a novel concept. So despite the fact that I wish I could have controlled the 72 million who had voted, or control the family member who had voted, we can't. And so as we sit this day, feeling so out of control, I want to invite you to meditate, to reflect upon one thing that we can control, which is who and how do you want to be in the days to come? I'm not going to pretend to tell you, to answer for you. I will share with you some of my initial thoughts are well, I don't want to let what has happened call out the worst instincts in me. I don't want to return hate for hate, judgment for judgment, violence for violence. I don't want to do that. What I do want to try to do is to bear witness to the fact that love can be stronger than hate. What I do want to try to do is to bear witness to the fact that hope can overcome despair. What I do want to try to do is bear witness to the fact that imagination can be more life-giving than cynicism. I want to be a person who brings more light than heat. I want to be a person who offers kindness to strangers, to friends, and even to people that I really don't consider friends, even to people who don't look like me, who don't think like me, and by the grace of God, who don't vote like me. All right, this is all aspirational, let me admit. But I want to be the kind of person who can say with clarity and confidence, the so-called God of the so-called Christian nationalist is not the God that I believe in. I want to be the kind of person who can live into the Episcopal Baptismal Covenant, for those of you who know it, that calls us to seek and serve Christ in all people, to strive for justice and peace, to respect the dignity of every human being. That's about what I got for you now. I want to be that kind of person. That's how I want to be. Although, admittedly, right now, all I want to do is weep. And I want to be the kind of person who can hold on to what Susan reminded me of earlier today, which is, as we go through this baptismal covenant, as we are asked these questions, as we are asked to make these promises, we make them, and then each one finishes with, I will with God's help. I want to remember that whoever I am, however I might be, it's all with God's help. So I got a text today from a dear friend of mine back in Rhode Island, my former parish. And she shared with me this prayer, sort of a benediction of sorts. And so I want to end with these words. It's a prayer for protection of our spirits. When others hate, may you love. When others curse, may you bless. When others hurt, may you heal. When others divide, may you unite. When others rage, may you calm. When others deny, may you affirm. When you are a servant of the light, may you not be afraid of the darkness. And may the divine strengthen you to carry on with your work and live fully and faithfully into who you are meant to be.